Thanks for tuning in to our daily inspiration again. And just like always, I want to say thank you all so much for taking the time to be here with us. And hopefully all of you will be learning something useful from this video as well. And recently, I've shared a clip of Father Joseph Iannuzzi where he reminded us not to gossip in church or talk about anything that's unrelated to God during Mass. Well, this time I would like to share this clip of Father Reehil instead. Listen to this.
When you go to Mass, anywhere, it doesn't have to be just in the United States, but the United States, I say, is a big offender. When you walk into the church before Mass, if you see everybody gathering in little circles of chit-chat and laughing and joking, that gives a witness to anybody watching. Let's say it was somebody visiting from another world. They would be thinking, this is just a gathering hall for people to get together and catch up on what's been going on in their lives. You would not think it's a great place of worship and adoration because they're not focused on the one who is present among them. They're focused on each other and they're focused on themselves. And that's the problem that a lot of churches have. They have made being a welcoming place the most important facet of their church. And so they're very welcoming to everybody except Jesus. You know, he's really not welcome. They're not talking to him. They're not focused on him. They're not looking at him. They're focused on everything else. And that is a horrible thing. When you find a church where you walk in and it's silent and people are on their knees looking at the tabernacle, praying from their heart, that's a good church. That's a church that really understands who is present and how to give him proper respect. When you see people walk into a church and they just slide into the pew, they don't even nod towards the tabernacle, let alone genuflect, it's a great disservice to the little ones because children watch everything. They notice everything. And if they are watching you behave the same way you behave at the park and at the basketball gym and at home, then there's nothing different here at this church. That's the message you're giving your child. There's nothing different here than any of the other places we go all day. To McDonald's or Baskin-Robbins, it's all the same because we behave the same. So why would the kids think something's different? No, if you go into the church and first of all, you get dressed up. So you say, we're going to church today. So we have to put on our good clothes. We're going to put on our church shoes, the good shoes. And then we're not going to eat breakfast today because we have to receive Jesus first. Now, if the child's under 7, of course, they can have a little food, but they should notice that you're not eating. And you can tell them we can't eat till after we get back from Mass because we're fasting, because we're going to receive Jesus into our very bodies. That teaches the child something this is different. We don't do this anywhere else. And then when you get to the church, it's time to go in. You get there early. You don't walk in during the procession. It's disrespectful. You know, if someone was getting married, you hopefully you wouldn't show up while the bride's coming down the aisle. That would be disrespectful. You want to get there ahead of time. And truly, if you have an important meeting, if your boss wants to meet with you about giving you a new position, you're going to get there early. You're not going to walk in 10 seconds under the gun. So give God the respect you would give to your boss, your spouse, or whoever. Even more so, it should be. And then when you enter the church, it's quiet, and you see everybody kneeling and facing the tabernacle, praying. The children will realize this is different than any other place we go. This doesn't happen at school. This doesn't happen at the gym. This doesn't happen at the park. This doesn't happen at the movie theater. This only happens when we come here, the church. And they'll realize that there's something different. And then when you teach them why we do this, because God is in that gold box, they'll have a deep understanding. When they receive their first communion, they're going to know who they're receiving. That would be the greatest gift you could give your child. We have so many little kids at this parish here. There's got to be, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 of them that are all running around, all probably under the age of 10. And there's a whole group of them that sit in the very first pew on the left, and they're so good. They kneel and they receive Jesus on their knees. Some of the little girls wear little veils, imitating the Blessed Virgin Mary. The boys are dressed up. They wear little bow ties. Their parents are really forming them so well in understanding who Jesus is and why we go to Mass.
Well then, that will be all for the video this time. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us, and hopefully all of you have learned so much from this video. And remember, if ever you have any feedback or suggestion, please let us know in the comments below. And until the next one, thanks again for watching and may God bless you.